Hi guys, I want to share with you some of my latest work that I've done this week in my traveller's notebook. Now, I was given the opportunity last Sunday to go and work with my mum and do a little bit of a workshop, and she has more textile skills than I certainly have. So we're incorporating, I do the journaling and she does the sewing, and we're both trying to get more into each other's sort of favourite subject really. So here is my little Finnish pincushion. It's very crude, I understand that, but it's the first time I've ever done French knots, and it's on a theme of modern folk art, or modern folk embroidery. So with this taken into account, this is still working on the upcycling. This is a pair of old denim jeans here. All right, we have a new piece of ribbon, but from that perspective we've just got some felt. I've got below here, I've been sort of working with some iron-on transfers, and I've got to discuss my lovely little Hare that I have sitting on this brooch, not made by myself, but I'll explain what the Oxford pamphlet and my Hare is all about. So let's move those to one side. So as you can see here, I have been working on, yet again, transferring this particular pigeon or bird onto a tea bag. As you can see here, that is the original start of the transfer. I've then cut up my transfer, actually done this a couple of times here. So this is my transfer here, which I've now cut up into little pieces, and this was its original. I put two tea bags together and then ironed on the transfer, and it actually went through, as you can see, a couple of tea bags. He even tried using a piece of silk, but I didn't find that my silk transpired to be a very good transfer. So this may well transpire that I'm not 100% sure what went wrong, or I've gone and selected something that isn't silk, and that wouldn't surprise me either. So there is the start of my sort of, it's Nordic, it's Icelandic. I've basically been playing around with, this is an old blanket which has been tea stained, but I used strawberry and blackberry tea. So here is the blanket. I've even stamped over this blanket at periods of time, and I'm just cutting it up and just reusing it. And as you can see, this was the start of my stitching here. If I turn the page, you will see that we have all these round tea bags that I've actually glued down onto my page. I said about using my stamps, so below is little round. I've got this big block which is just a background stamp with little circles, and that got the inspiration of me thinking about getting out my round tea bags, which you can purchase if you go and look for English tea Tetley. Do it in Walmart, and it comes in a lilac box, but you're looking for the English blend, and that's how you can, if you wish to, obtain some round tea bags. And I've just basically done more French knots on my blanket, and I've used ribbons and embroidery thread. Here I've got just another piece of tea bag, which I've actually got on the back of it. You can see that it's got like this particular mesh. This particular mesh does, at certain times of the year, we find that it's a waste product that gets used for decoration with flowers, and it's just very thin and fibrous, but it just gave me a little bit more to this very thin piece of tissue, because this would be like a clipper style tea bag that has just been used, dried and then opened up and ironed. So you can use a variety of tea bags. Underneath I've just cut out the rectangle of the blanket and yet again wrapped another tea bag and glued it on. I've yet to do any journaling. This is the section I wish to journal about my French knots, about the experience of how this little pincushion started, inspiration for my couple of pages, and then to move on to this particular folk art style bird. Now put this to one side, and I'm just going to quickly finish off with a discussion of what I'm about to do this following week. Now we have got this beautiful felt made Hare here, which is actually a brooch. Now it's handmade by Yasmin Taz. She does have an Etsy store, and I will link that in the description box below. But I'm off to Oxford, Oxford summer school, but there is going to be a spring term, and this particular spring term we are doing a new line with dry felting with Moon Gazing Hare by Gilly Trafford. So that is what I'm going to be doing next week. I'm going to be going and visiting Oxford, staying on a campsite, and hopefully going to do a little weekend, and I hope I will have a little hare to share with you of something that I've learned from felt making. Anyway guys, catch up with you soon, and thank you so much for all of your comments. Take care. Bye bye.